I tried to be mature and kind of like stay off social media when it came to this whole breakup, because that's just like not who I want to be. I didn't want to be the type of person that like went to talk shit about someone online, or especially someone that I lived with.
All right. Well, ladies, congratulations on the upcoming season. I just watched the first episode. It is so great. So, I mean, Juliette, why don't we kick it off? What are you most looking forward to fans learning about you this season?
I think this is one of the first seasons where I actually exhibit growth. I'd like to think in the past seasons, I really make very serious mistakes. And I think this season, I finally actually show that I've learned from them. And I'm excited for people to see that. I definitely had some support from Chloe and Amanda. Chloe definitely had to take the bat for me a couple times, so I appreciate that. But I'm pretty happy with this season. I mean, it was really dramatic and really emotional, and a lot of intense things happened. But I think, I carried myself to the best of my abilities. So You guys will get to make that judgment yourself, of course.
Definitely. And like, Chloe, congratulations, by the way. Are you joining us from your honeymoon?
Yes, I'm in Dominica.
Very nice. Very nice. We're going to talk all about the wedding in a second, but I know we're going to be introduced to Chris this season. And like Juliette said, this season is kind of all about growth. So how are we going to see growth from you this season as well?
Well, this season, I'm really proud at how I keep my calm as much as possible. But you also see me fight back, because there is certain people on the cast that wanted a reaction so bad at me that they basically lived and breathed to just poke at me and poke at me and poke at me. And I think they were thinking that if they get a reaction out of me, that would mean that they won in some sort of way. But when you're poking me and I'm coming from the place I am in now, you're not going to like what I have to say back to that type of behavior. And I think the person who was poking me really was shocked with what I had to say to her, with what she was doing to me.
Yeah. Don't poke the bear, right? Amanda, how about you?
I feel like this season was a season of growth for me as well. I feel like we're all growing and maturing and changing. It was also very emotional, and a lot of my friends were going through stuff, and I was going through personal stuff at home. And it was just really a season where we all just supported each other. Well, certain people supported certain people and others, but I had Chloe and Juliette the entire time, and that's all that mattered to me. And just sticking by my friend's side and really showing everyone's true colors and watching everyone grow and just change into real adults, and my career flourishing. And I'm about to graduate from college. So lots of really great things happening, lots of dramatic things, but all good things.
All good things. That's so good. And speaking of good things, Chloe, congratulations, like I said, on your wedding. I mean, now that you are a couple, days out of the wedding, have you settled into newlywed bliss? And what was that wedding experience like for you?
Oh, wow. I think I said to Chris yesterday, like, have we even had a chance to like talk about the wedding? Because it was like, the wedding was pretty much a 3-4 day thing. And then we came here. So I'm still digesting. It was the most magical, special day of my life. And so many people were saying to me, when things go wrong, just ignore it and just like embrace your day. But my wedding day went so perfect that I'm just so grateful for just such a magical evening.
That's amazing. And then is it true that there was like an alien themed party to it, right?
Oh yeah. So we had all 120 guests wear the colors of the earth. So you either had to be in shades of brown or shades of green. And that was so funny, just seeing all my girlfriends being like, I can't find a green dress. And so we have the normal wedding, we had the ceremony and the cocktail hour and the reception all outside. And we wanted to have an after party. And the first message that I ever messaged Chris, he said something flirtatious to me, and I responded with an alien emoji, which is very weird because I've never used the alien emoji ever before. And it's just kind of been like a running joke that was my flirting back. And so it was actually a surprise to Chris, the theme of the party. And we wanted to keep it in the green theme. And Chris is a DJ and we love house music. So it was perfect. It was like going out to a club in Miami.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
It was crazy. I love it. I love it. So great. So, and then, Juliette, this season, we kind of see the demise of your relationship with Sam. I mean, what is that going to be like kind of watching that back for you? And I mean, obviously this was filmed a long time ago and you've moved on, but what do you think that is going to be like watching that back for you?
I think I'm going to be shocked that I stayed in that position for as long as I did. I think sometimes when you have an outside perspective and you're looking back at a situation, you kind of are like questioning your thoughts and your actions. It's like, why did I do that? Or why did I say that? And I think for me, this experience of watching it back is just going to be like, why did I stay as long as I did and, put up with that? And I think, when you love someone, you try to make it work, but I really was unhappy and I was emotionally drained and exhausted and I just wasn't putting myself first. And I shouldn't have had to choose between myself and him. And so I ultimately get to the point where I do finally leave that, it was a toxic relationship. I finally leave and you get to see everything I go through. You basically see the whole breakup. So I think it's going to be interesting to see back, honestly.
Amanda, what was it like kind of watching your friend go through that? And were you happy that she kind of stood up for herself and kind of chose herself over, like you said, a toxic relationship?
Oh, 100%. And I knew, like Juliette said, seeing it from the outside in, it's a lot easier. And when she was going through that, we were just trying to remind her, like, you've been through worse, you've gotten through it, you know what heartbreak is like. And I always say, like, your first heartbreak is the worst. And with each one, it kind of gets a little bit easier because it wasn't easy by any means on her, but I feel like she got there quicker, realizing like, I deserve better. I don't need to put up with this. And we were basically, Chloe and I were just like, all right, answer every phone call. We'll show up to lunch. Like, she was crying, she was upset, but we knew she would get through it. And like, she knew that too. Like, I could see that in her, that she was like, I know this is what I need to do. And I know I'm going to get through this and I'm going to be fine. I have the support system that I need. And it was amazing to see that because in previous relationships, it wasn't that easy. And in this one, it was just like, finally, she's growing and she's seeing her self-worth. And it's just really amazing to see in your friend.
And it seems like the show is going to clear up a lot of rumors about the relationship too. Did he cheat on you? Did you cheat on him? Where does Paris kind of come into this whole thing? Are we going to see the answers to those questions this season?
Yeah, you definitely you're gonna get a lot of questions answered. And I tried to be mature and kind of like stay off social media when it came to this whole breakup, because that's just like not who I want to be. I didn't want to be the type of person that like went to talk shit about someone online, or especially someone that I lived with. Yeah. So he didn't really do that though. So it's going to be nice for a lot of those things to be cleared up and people to see my side of the story, which is the true side. And how I went about the whole situation. I mean, it's going to be really relatable for people because it's difficult. And I chose to do certain things that might not have been what other people chose to do. But I think, it's going to be interesting to see the whole thought process between me and him.
Yeah. Chloe, was it hard? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, and certain people's actions. They speak for themselves.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think, in the trailer, we see that he is started to date Megan shortly after he, was dating you. I mean, Chloe, was that, were you surprised that he moved on so quickly, or do you think that he was using Megan to kind of get back at Juliette a little bit?
Oh, that's the only reason he was using her. And it was pathetic and sad and embarrassing for her and Sam.
Mm-hmm. Juliette, did you feel that as well?
Oh, I mean, like all I had to do was call him up one day and she was out on the street. It's like, come on, guys. We all know what's going down here.
It wasn't pretty.
But I think Sam was putting out such a strong narrative on social media, like when it was all happening. It's been a while now, but now that we're talking about it, I remember like us three sitting around the pool, and it was just like in live time, like Sam just like putting out this whole story of what had happened when it was the complete opposite of the truth. And when you watch the show, you're going to see him lie and manipulate in real time and even try and manipulate me to my face, which is just like absurd, and he should know better, but he did try. It was very
I think as I get older, I'm starting to realize like I can't be with people, friends with people, any of the sort that have really large ego problems.
Yeah.
And I think that's where this whole like creating stories and putting them on social media stem from. It was like trying so hard to make sure people liked him. I don't know, but it wasn't helping anyone. It wasn't allowing me to heal. And it was just frankly just like hurtful. Right. It was, but honestly, in the end of the day, like his actions helped me move on. So I'm happy he did. If he did things the way that I did, which was try to be respectful and keep it cool most of the time, things might have gone a lot differently. Like I really am a firm believer in like the way someone treats you after an incident such as this, like really tells a lot about who they are.
Well, and I think you watching Sam like act the way he did was so hard because we've all known Sam for a decade, and Sam is like not a bad person. He's just a really bad boyfriend and really bad if you're not doing exactly what he wants if you're his girlfriend. And it was sad because it drew wedges in between all of us and him. It was like, you're either going to still be friends with Sam or you're going to call him out on his shit. And you're going to see a lot of people be like, how are you standing by Sam? And then there's people that are like, how are you standing by Juliette? So it's really interesting.
It kind of
definitely stemmed from his own insecurities and ego, and it made it easier for Juliette to move on. So it was kind of nice. I'm like, okay, keep it going because you're just making this easier on her.
Seriously, the sad reality is like a lot of the people that stand by him don't care enough about him to tell him when he's in the wrong, or they just want to use him for his things.
Yeah, it seems like he suffered for a little bit of a bruised ego. I mean, and then Juliette, it seems like you have moved on. You're now in a new relationship, right?
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are we going to see him on the show as well?
Yeah, you're going to see him a little bit. He comes around towards the end and he's just like everything that I needed, like not even needed, everything that I wanted. Like he just came into my life at a time where I wasn't expecting him, and he's everything Sam wasn't, you know? So he's just like, he doesn't have a huge ego. Like it was like, it's so amazing. It's really refreshing to be with someone that like actually listens to you and cares about how you feel about things. And so he's amazing. Very happy to have him around.
Good. Do you both approve? Chloe and Amanda? Yeah.
I love Clark. I think Clark is the best one yet.
Yes, I don't know if anyone's ever going to be good enough for Juliette. And I think I'm way too picky, so it's part of my own problem. But as of now, I see all good signs.
Good things. And then, I mean, Juliette, do you see now, are you getting wedding fever from Chloe at all?
No, I mean, like, yes, but not, I am so not ready for that stuff. I'm still like, I still don't even know fully who I am. I'm trying to figure that out, but I don't feel fully grounded in who I am enough to really even think about marriage.
Yeah. Chloe, baby fever?
Yeah.
Don't do that yet. You can't.
No, not yet. But
I can only take so much emotion in like a certain amount of time.
I am so excited for that.
I would say after a year, it's in God's hands. But for a year, we're definitely going to be conscious about things. After we've been married a year, I don't know. Chris is about to be 31. He looks very young, but he's about to be 31. I'm going to be 28, and I don't know.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
I'm like that person that's like, so ladies, like the wedding. So
you're gonna be 27, Chloe.
27, 28.
I love it.